And that's another part of the reason why Hex is so strong, is that we didn't do our own chain. We just piggybacked Ethereum, which already has massive hash rate, and we have lower fees. We don't have to destroy the environment. We just piggyback and add value to the blocks that we're already mining, and it worked great. So crypto is really interesting. You know, it's designed to be censorship resistant. So for instance, China has currency controls. And if they knew that there was some door they could kick in to stop people working around their currency controls, they would. And so real cryptocurrencies aren't companies. So all the stuff that I do, hex.com, PulseChain.com, they're actually just open source, somewhat open source projects that, you know, there's no door to kick in. So if I die, my website goes offline. Doesn't matter, stuff keeps working. It's important to know because recently billions and billions and billions of dollars were lost to centralized parties that said they were going to give you interest and instead took big risks with the money, lost the money, and now are in bankruptcy. And cryptocurrency solves that. And I hate to see people do the opposite, you know? So it's very important that if you can avoid working with a company that you do so. I de-educate so many people. So I saw a guy on television and a financial show say that he thought they would raise interest rates, which would drop the stock market price, which would raise Bitcoin's price.
It's all tied together.
And I'm just like, dude, that doesn't make any sense. So Bitcoin is not a currency. It tried to be a currency. It's tried to be a currency for 11 years, but it totally and completely failed to do that. And lucky for us, it became something worth more, which is a store of value. So for instance, 2 years ago, I haven't looked up the numbers in a while, there was $7.2 trillion in time deposits. There was only $5 trillion in printed cash. Well, that means that the storing value time deposit market, which Hex.com does, by the way, is more valuable than the cash market. Period. That's it. Wow. So the majority of value in the world is not money. It is not cash. It's actually goods and services and stores of value. You know, the value of gold, which is a terrible asset, I might add, it's cheaper now than it was 20 years ago. What I want to do is I want to de-educate people. I think my highest and best use as a thought leader is to advertise the things other people don't understand and that they get backwards, literally. Cryptocurrency is a risk-on asset. It goes up when the stock market goes up. It goes down when the stock market goes down. Then smaller, lower leverage coins or smaller, lower market cap coins, such as Ethereum, act as a leverage position on Bitcoin so that when Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum goes up more. When Ethereum goes up, Hex goes up more. And then sometimes they do correlate. Well, in the case of Hex, like the first time I called the Bitcoin top on the day at 65,000, that top call has been in profit every single day for a year and a half. Only one day was it out of profit, the 6% higher high Judas candle to 69K, which then went straight down. But during that time, you know, the first time Bitcoin dropped from 65 down to like 17 or something, it dropped 55% on that one. And now it's dropped 75% on the next one. You know, Hex went up 30x during that drop. But on the second drop, it was correlated, unfortunately. Cryptocurrencies drop 85% every 3 or 4 years. Ethereum's dropped 95%. Amazon.com dropped 95% in the year 2000. But then it went on to become half of all of the retail sales on the internet in the United States. You know, just because things drop in value doesn't mean that they're not amazing. Value estimation and bubbles is a human psychology thing that you cannot program out of a project. People will think something's worth a lot more, and then they will think it's worth a lot less, and it doesn't matter what the thing is. Now, some things have this worse, like this project called Luna that went to zero. It had something called a death spiral, where the lower the price would go, the more the supply would go. Normal currencies that don't have a death spiral program in them, they tend to just drop 95% max. Like Dogecoin has been around for years. It's not good technology, but it's got product market fit. It's got users. Pumps very hard once in a while. Bitcoin's got product market fit. Ethereum's got product market fit. Hex.com's got product market fit. You know, I have Bitcoin guys trying to make fun of me because Hex went down 93%, maybe even 95. Ethereum went down 85. Bitcoin went down 73. But if you look from the bottom up, from January 5th of 2020, Hex is up versus Bitcoin 250x.
Wow.
In crypto, when you look at top down, you're a noob. You're an idiot. Because after these dumps, you're still up massive if you can. People don't realize that, like, so I'll give you the greatest hits of stupid things people think that they say. So people say, Bitcoin's a Ponzi because where does the money come from? It's just someone else's money. That's a cool story. Cool story, bro. So when you sell your house for more, where did that money come from?
Magic.
All of life is the next guy. Even like literally life, like you're having kids and they are the next guy. And if they don't have kids, the game all stops. So every speculative instrument has this property that if everyone sells at once, it goes to zero. And that if people stop buying, the price goes down. It's very simple. And I just don't understand how they come up with such stupid arguments when the highest performing asset class that's ever existed is crypto. Bitcoin went up 690 million%. That's 69,000x. Yeah, and it did that in only a decade. And then put it versus anything else that's ever existed in the history of man. Bitcoin keeps making higher highs.
Good try.
Now, I will tell you, it's the top of its S-curve, 13 years old. Nope, you're not early. You're late. You're last. The world's richest guy already bought and dumped on your head. He said he'd accept it for Tesla cars, and then he wouldn't. He said, oh, it uses electricity. I'm a rocket scientist, but who knew? So it's just wild to me. You know, it's funny, actually. I'll bet you as a percentage of electricity used, Bitcoin mining at 75% renewable is a higher renewable electricity consumption than Tesla cars themselves. What are other things people say? Well, so first, in Bitcoin, you really are, in my opinion, buying the top of the S-curve. Things are stealth, and then the early adopters get them, and then everyone gets them, and then they trail off. I'm not sure Bitcoin will do the dying thing. Like the cassette tape died. The CD died. The record died. MP3s are still doing fine. And so all of those technologies had S-curves, and Bitcoin is at the top of it. You're the last guy to buy, and there's no technical innovation, there's no roadmap, there's no privacy, there's no NFTs, there's no time deposits, which is Hex.com, there's no stable coins, there's no ability to trade with someone else with no middlemen, no counterparty risk, there's no, like it just is trash. It's slow, expensive, no roadmap, garbage. And it's actually buggy code as well, which people don't understand. It's had 2 inflation bugs where anyone could mint as many free coins as they wanted. And one time somebody did. In 2010, they rolled the chain back. And then 3 years ago, it could have happened again, but they caught it before someone used it. Lucky. Wow. Lucky. Ownership centralized. Yep, that's true. 42% of Bitcoin sits in 2,000 addresses. You want to be specific, 41.4% of Bitcoin sits in 2,137 addresses. It's not many. And what are people going to say? Oh, well, those are exchanges that are holding other people's coins. Oh, well, how's that worked out? The U.S. government's sitting on 70,000 Bitcoin from the Bitfinex hacker. And then they're also sitting on Ross Ulbricht's Bitcoin. Wow. So you've got this thing that was originally started to like fight governments. And now governments own a lot of the coins. And then people say it's unconfiscatable. And you're like, well, that's funny because the government's selling off their confiscations. But that's fine. It just happens that it's at the bottom. It's like, basically, I called the top on the day. And then a bunch of idiots wanted to take on leverage and make an extra top to buy. And so 3 Hours Capital, who's bankrupt, Celsius, who's bankrupt.
Yeah, they did that.
Sailor, who's lost billions. Elon Musk and Tesla, who lost 9% on their Bitcoin play, I hear. Losers who lost money and or are bankrupt didn't listen to me. They'd listen to me, they would be saved and doing great, but they didn't, So as one of the most successful people in this industry that's been around for the longest and has had perfect, flawless operation with his products for years. Nice. Well, the question is, how can it do that? And you're like, well, actually, all like proof of work currencies have been doing that for a very long time. Bitcoin used to inflate thousands of % a year. That's why it went from no coins existed in 2009 to 18.5 million coins existing today. I think 19 million coins today. Well, how do you go from 0 coins to 19 million coins? By hyperinflating. People don't realize that. People think Bitcoin's deflationary. Nope. The rate of inflation drops in half every 4 years, but it inflates like heck. It used to be, it was when it hit 20K, the inflation rate was 3.89%. We'll stop at 21 million. It asymptotes at 21 million. And then your question is, who's going to pay for the network security? It could be possible that the Bitcoin network could fail due to not enough fees to support the security of the network. These are socially enforced networks. The guys that run the mining hardware could decide just to change a line of code and say, you know what, we're not going to have the next halvening. We're just going to keep getting paid the same. And then you'd have 2 Bitcoins. You'd have the Bitcoin that you would have a copy of your coins on 2 chains. Okay. You'd have a copy of your coins on the chain that said, we're doing the halvening, and you have a copy on the chain that said, we're not. But the issue is, the guys that have all the hash rate could attack at will the lower hash rate chain and just destroy it.
That's what would happen.
They could just mine 0 blocks forever, or split the network over and over again and rewrite history to where it's useless. And that's another part of the reason why Hex is so strong, is that we didn't do our own chain. We just piggybacked Ethereum, which already has massive hash rate, and we have lower fees. We don't have to destroy the environment. We just piggyback and add value to the blocks that we're already mining. And it worked great. you know, and you see all these other guys that think they're cooler on their own chains getting nuked, and you're like, hey. Now that being said, we do have our own chain coming out called PulseChain. It's a copy of Ethereum. It's the world's largest free airdrop. You're going to get a copy of all your coins on a new chain. You don't have to do any sign up. You don't have to do anything. It just works. You can go play with your coins on the testnet right now. So if you had your coins in your wallet 6 months ago at the snapshot, the fork of the testnet, you could go play with your coins and trade them right now. Oh. It's very good. We stopped blowing up the environment. We burn 25% of the fees. It never inflates. It only deflates. It gets more rare. It's higher throughput, lower latency, world's largest free airdrop. Very cool stuff. So pulsechain.com, hex.com. Well, we solve it with PulseChain. Yep. So Hex is a time deposit contract that's on Ethereum. And then we copy the whole system state of Ethereum, which is going to give you Hex on both chains. It's going to give you Hex stakes on both chains. It's going to give you all your coins on both chains. And what that should do, so like if you look at McDonald's, what McDonald's does is horizontal scaling. Hey, this McDonald's is full. Let's build another one. Some reason technologists and software guys, they worship the shiny new thing syndrome. If you want to get the gas fees in Ethereum down, you've got to either lower their demand by killing users. Not that good. I don't like that idea. Or increase their supply. And Ethereum 2.0 does absolutely nothing to increase the supply of Ethereum's throughput. Nothing. And people think that it does. It literally does absolutely nothing to increase the throughput of the blockchain. PulseChain actually should reduce and relieve the load off of the Ethereum network and help Ethereum be more useful again, because the same exact code that's running there is now going to be on a new chain. It's already deployed. It's already there. As long as someone has a front end pointed at it, you're good to go. You know, it's if you want the fees to be lower, you can either reduce demand or increase supply. PulseChain increases supply. Bridges, you lock your coins up on one network and it issues a representative token on the other network. Then you use it and you use it and you use it, and then you're like, okay, I want to go back. And the contract says, okay, we're going to destroy this one and release this one. But here's what happens with a bridge. In the middle, there's a machine, and then that machine has bad code, and it says, yeah, we blew up those coins, but in reality it didn't. And so when you already have all your coins on the other side, like when the PulseChain.com fork happens, all of your coins are already on the other side. You don't have to bridge over. You can if you want. You can take that smart contract risk, but you don't have to. You already have your coins on this side. So it's safer than all of these other attempts to try and scale Ethereum. It's pretty